Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another beer review. Continuing our Mother's Day Friday night beer share. We are reviewing another beer from Tioga Sequoia, right? Is that how you say it? Tioga Sequoia. This is the last JedI.P.A. This was released on May the 4th for Star Wars Day. It was canned on May 1st, so we are 11 days old. Fun fact, I have never seen a single Star Wars movie, and everyone just hit the unsub button. I haven't. Never watched them when I was a kid. I was never like a sci-fi kid. It's funny because everyone's like, you're a total video game nerd, but you never watched Star Wars. Didn't. I was more of like a comedy and like sports kid growing up, so I used to watch movies like that. Never seen Star Wars, haven't seen any Star Trek, haven't seen any of those movies, but I appreciate everyone's love for Star Wars because basically everybody that I know loves those movies. I just kind of at this point, I mean, like why, it's kind of my badge of honor. I've never seen it. Why go back now and watch them? But yeah, we reviewed Valley Haze from them. Really, really good beer. I think that was their first canning that they did. This says hazy, juicy New England style IPA, Vermont ale yeast. I think they used Vermont ale yeast for Valley Haze too. Brewed with Mosaic, Citra, and Equinox. Again, these guys are using the same hops as a lot of the guys. So 6.4%. Anything else? Big thanks to my man Ruben, Craft Untappd on Instagram, and my buddy Scott sent me cans of this, so thank you both. I don't know which can this came from, but because of you guys both sending these to me, I was able to share them with friends. So there you go, bearing it forward. That's the best part about beer, is sharing it. But yeah, let's check this one out. This one isn't, I guess it is super hazy. So speaking of Vermont ale yeast, I was on the Four Brewers podcast a couple weeks ago and we were drinking Heady Topper and Focal Banger. I think they use Vermont ale yeast. I might be wrong, but those beers weren't as like insanely hazy as I remembered. This one's actually, no, this one's hazy. It's a darker hazy though. Like kind of like that deep tangerine, not quite to like that amber color, but it's a deeper, like, I don't know, deeper gold color. Again with this one, quarter finger of bright white head. Kind of soapy sudsy. There hasn't been, I mean, I keep repeating myself with all these beers since we've been reviewing them all on the same night. Hasn't been a lot of like crazy heads on these hazy style beers that we've been drinking. So yeah, let's go and shove our nose in this one. See what she smells like. I get like that yeasty bubblegummy thing like right away on this. But again, it's herbaceous. I get that with Citra a lot. Just think of like herbs that you cook with. It's green, it's hoppy. Hoppy, I mean, everyone says that it's a dumb descriptor. Like when you're reviewing something, you guys know I'm not the best as far as like using my words. When I say hoppy, it fucking smells hoppy. So I hope you guys know what I mean when I say that. I'm the douchebag that you sit at the corner of the bar with and be like, hey, what does it smell like? It smells hoppy, dude. It smells good. I can't like nitpick and break everything down. When something smells green and hoppy, I imagine just taking hops and smelling them. I can't pick everything out of it. It's just the way it goes with these reviews. But this is also dank. It's got that dank like blueberry earthy thing. I do though. I love how green this smells. It's not grassy. It's very much juicy smelling. That's like hop juice. Is that a thing? Tons of like orange and sweet tangerines though. Like again, citrus peel. It smells awesome. No booze. I mean, you're 7%. I guess you wouldn't expect that, but sometimes you can get like these kind of weird off cans of beer where it smells boozy and tastes boozy. Doesn't smell like that on the nose, but it smells great. Ruben, Scott, cheers. Thanks, guys. That is tasty. And again, I feel like we just had electric lettuce from Moonraker. That was also Citra and Mosaic. This has Equinox in it. Equinox, however you say it. I feel like Mosaic kind of dominates when it's brewed with Citra for some reason. I think you get more of like that dank, earthy blueberry thing than you do anything else. As I'm talking, this has an awesome bitterness too. This is why I like California style brewed hazy beers. Because while I can appreciate the New England style juice bombs and those crazy fruity juicy beers, These beers remind you that they're beers, and I love that. Just a preference. But again though, it's orange, tangerine, grapefruit, lemon, peel. Think pithy, think peel, because there's a bitterness there. It's green, it's hoppy. Imagine chewing on hops. It just kind of sits on your tongue. I don't know if the IBUs are on here. They're not. But this is very, very much a West Coast style, like a nice bitterness that you get out of this. This is super dry. Like my tongue, I feel like I could like just scrape my tongue because there's no moisture on it. Very, very drying. If you don't like big beers that dry out like that, you probably won't be a fan of this. But I love the earthy, dank finish of this. And it's sweet, like that candied kind of blueberry thing. I do like, I really, really like that kind of citrus peel that you get up front. I'm a fan, you guys know that. I'm a fan of like bitter citrus. I like lemon zest. I like in your face, like, you know, big citrus, big hoppy, big bitterness. That has this. It says juicy on the can. I don't think it's very juicy like on the palate. It smells of like there's citrus juice in there. But this is, like I said, it's really drying. This isn't one of those like kind of hazy, fruity juice bombs. Definitely hazy. But again, this says, hey, we're in California. This is what West Coast style beers are. And I really, really like that. But again, I mean, this is near 7%. And it's going down super easy because it's so dry on the finish, you keep wanting to like take sips of it because you're like, my mouth needs some moisture. This is good though. I mean, grade wise, I don't know, 92, 93. It's in that kind of A- A range. I mean, this is Fresno. I'd mentioned this in my last video that I did with Tioga Sequoia beers. I lived in Los Banos for 7 years and there was nothing like this anywhere near there. So the fact that Fresno is pumping out hazy beers like this is fucking amazing for the Central Valley. I made a joke saying, oh, it almost makes me want to move back there. Never in my life would I want to live there again because San Diego is amazing. But if I lived there, I would have cases of this in my, I don't know what the limits were for this, but I would have this beer in my fridge all the time. So yeah, it's good. Like I said, 92, 93, like that A- kind of A range. Ruben Scott, thank you so much for sending that. If you guys have had it, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. If you've never seen Star Wars, we can be bros. Leave a comment. I'm sure there's nobody else that's never seen Star Wars. Everyone's seen Star Wars, but I'm out of here. I'll see you guys very soon. Cheers.
Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the Fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't